Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Quarantine Cooking with Zach. Today we're gonna make coffee, and I don't typically use a like a typical coffee maker. What I use is a Chemex. There's some other methods that I like to use, but every day for us is a Chemex. So if you don't have one of these, you can grab one at your local store. We've got Roast House Coffee, which is the best coffee around, favorite mug, scale, kettle, and a conical burr grinder. I'm going to show you how to put this together in just a couple minutes, and just makes the best cup of coffee you've ever had. All right, so I grind my coffee in a conical burr grinder. Each grinder has certain settings you can use. This is about what it should look like. It's a little finer than like pepper for this application. And I use about 40 grams of coffee to about 650 grams of water. And it's really a science experiment, really, to find the perfect cup for you. So you put your grounds in, and then you add just a little bit of water. So that's about 60 or so grams of water. We're gonna let that bloom, as they call it. Let that sit for a little bit. So I typically let that sit for about a minute before I add any more hot water to the Chemex. And then what you want to do is you want to start in the middle and sort of swirl it out, breaking up those grounds and adding a little bit of water at a time. You don't want to just pour in, like 600 grams of water. You want to add a couple hundred grams at a time. And if you don't have a scale, you can actually still do this. You'll just eyeball it, and then there's a setting, there's a little indentation on the side of the Chemex right here, and you'll just fill it to that level with liquid. The scale helps keep it consistent, so every day for us, our coffee is really consistent. It's the same cup every single time. So now at about 330 grams, I let it go down a little bit, and then I'll pour in another like 200 grams. So usually try to get it to about 550 or so on the second pass through. And then that leaves me about 100 grams left of water to get to my 650 at the end. So this whole process takes about 5 minutes start to finish. Okay, so I'm back at 550 grams, just gonna top this off to 650. As you can see, I'm using a metal filter in here. I'll show it to you at the end of the video, but you can also use paper filters. These are the paper brand that fit directly into this. This filter is a cone filter, and it's a stainless steel filter with pinholes in it. I like the way that the coffee tastes. It has a much more of an earthy taste to it, or it has a little bit of grit to it, which I prefer in my coffee, versus the paper filter, which filters all that out, and you just get a really nice clean cup of coffee. All right, so like I said earlier, this is the stainless steel filter. You don't have to use this filter, but like I said, I enjoy it. Add your cream if you'd like, or sugar, however you take your coffee. We just usually put a little bit of whipping cream in it, some milk, and enjoy. Hey, thanks for joining me on another episode of Quarantine Cooking with Zach. I hope everyone stays safe and be good to each other.